Well, good evening, everyone. It's David, and welcome to this evening's webinar. And tonight, of course, we're going to continue launch week of WinFit, and it's been incredibly exciting to be around the LifeWave office and, of course, our incredible event in Copenhagen. Wish you all could have been there. Of course, we had over 1,500 people. The event was sold out. It was standing room only, and it was just an electrifying event to be at. And of course, we are breaking all kinds of records as we launch WinFit, and of course, we're really looking forward to the weeks and months ahead as we build our business with this new product and system. So tonight we will be talking more about the details behind WinFit. By the way, we are looking at the WinFit product page. So if you have not had an opportunity to see that yet, please go ahead after the webinar and check out the product video, which we have over here, and of course all the information on the WinFit product page. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So tonight we're going to be talking about the specifics behind WinFit. In the other webinars that we did the past 2 days, we were talking about why people fail on diets, why they fail on extreme exercise programs, and why diet pills don't work, and how WinFit is different. And tonight we're going to be getting into more of the specifics behind the WinFit system. And then tomorrow and Friday, we'll be talking specifically about the WinFit schedule, how that all works, and how you can customize WinFit to get the most out of it. And we'll also be having a presentation on just the WinFit patch. So that's coming up the next 2 days. So as we've been talking about, and oh, and by the way, at the end of this presentation, we'll be opening up the microphone. So any questions that you might have about the WinFit system, I'll be happy to address them. Okay, so as we've covered, WinFit is not a diet. There's no calorie restrictions. As a matter of fact, many of you are going to get better results by eating more. I know that sounds odd, but we'll get into the reasons behind that. There's no extreme exercise. This isn't about trying to suppress the appetite or a fat-burning pill. It's very different than other concepts that you may have heard about before. So what is WinFit and how does it work? Well, basically what other methods teach is that you want to eat less and exercise more. All right, that you want to reduce your calories, and this is how you're going to get a calorie deficit. But actually, what we're going to do with WinFit is the exact opposite. We're going to take advantage of a new mechanism with LifeWave patch technology, optimize it with our other products. So you only have to do a minimum of exercise, and actually many people will get better results by eating more. And the reason for this is that you're not going to be getting a calorie deficit by restricting what you eat. We're going to be upregulating the metabolism, so you're burning more calories and calories from fat by increasing the rate at which you build lean muscle and repair the body. This is a very energy-intensive process, so it allows us to have the body burning a lot of calories, all without having to diet and without the need for extreme exercise. You do need to exercise a minimum amount, but as we'll see, it's not very much. It can be as little as even 4 minutes. So this is really a fundamental shift in how we usually think about losing extra body fat, and it's a very practical solution for people that are overweight and obese. Of course, if you just have a few pounds to lose, or if you're already fit and you just want to gain lean muscle, it's a great solution for that too. WinFit is completely customizable. Now, we're going to use the example of a bodybuilder so you can understand how this concept works, but we're not trying to create a bodybuilder. So in other words, if you don't want to be a bodybuilder, don't worry about it. That's not what this is about. If you are a bodybuilder, that's great. You can take advantage of WinFit. But this is just an example. So if we think about this, let's say we have bodybuilders can be, well over 200 pounds, 300 pounds, yet at very, very low body fat, 5% to 7%, and yet they're consuming 4,000, 7,000, 10,000 calories per day. So how is it possible someone could consume that much food yet still be incredibly lean? Now, a bodybuilder going to the gym and working out, maybe they're going to burn at most 1,000 calories. So if you're taking in 7,000 calories but only burning 1,000, that leaves a huge gap. So how is it that their bodies can be so lean? Well, it has to do with the amount of energy that's required to build new muscle, fuel new muscle growth, and of course maintain existing muscle. This is a massive amount of energy that the body needs, and even if you don't want to be a bodybuilder, we can take advantage of this process with the WinFit patch. So we're going to use LifeWave patch technology to trigger an improvement in lean muscle mass. And so, of course, this whole thing starts with the new WinFit patch. So what we found in our clinical research is that just using the WinFit patch, you could get a decrease in body fat. You also get an improvement in lean muscle, and as a result, of course, you see a favorable change in body composition. And this effect is greatly amplified by the other components in WinFit, meaning that you're going to get results very, very rapidly. So this is a very simple way of understanding how WinFit works and how the patch works, is that it's going to naturally elevate metabolism by triggering an improvement in lean muscle. This is going to burn a lot of calories and end up shifting body composition so you decrease your body fat. And we're going to have a separate presentation on the WinFit patch on Friday, but just for now, just know that this is the way this works, and you end up with the benefit of getting a beneficial change in your body mass index. So you're going to have less body fat and more lean muscle. So of course, overall, your body becomes stronger. Now, of course, we also have the carnosine patch that's included with WinFit. And the reason, of course, is that carnosine will improve your strength and stamina. So I like to think of this as a turbocharger for WinFit, meaning that it's going to help you get faster results by adding carnosine and taking it in the evening. So the WinFit patch is used during the day, and the carnosine patch is used in the evening. And by the way, by using this combination along with Theta 1 and Activate, people will start to see results their very first week. So that's exciting, and it's very motivating. Now, also included in WinFit is Theta 1 and Theta Activate. And as many of you know, and you probably use Theta 1 and Activate now during the day. However, as I was designing WinFit and putting this system together, one of the things that I wanted to do with this was optimize the growth hormone levels. So there's a few hormones that we want to alter and take advantage of in WinFit. One of them is growth hormone. Another is going to be insulin, which I'll get to in just a moment. So if we elevate our growth hormone levels, especially in the evening, we're going to be able to shift our body composition. So there's two parts to this. The first part is that there are a number of windows of opportunity during the day when we can elevate growth hormone. The most powerful time, the biggest increase we get in growth hormone is about 90 minutes after going to sleep. We're also going to see elevation or spike in growth hormone levels just before we wake up in the morning. But the biggest one occurs about 90 minutes after we go to sleep. So this is understandable because when we spike growth hormone levels, this triggers different growth factors like IGF-1, which is involved in muscle repair and tissue repair. So the body needs different types of fuel for it to create growth hormone, and of course the main ingredient is arginine, which we have in theta-1. So when you take theta-1 in the evening, about 30 minutes to 60 minutes before going to bed, that allows for a spike in growth hormone levels. Now, during at least your first 30 days on WinFit, you're going to be using 2 sticks of theta-1 in the evening. We found that when you use 2 sticks instead of 1 stick, you actually get 3 to 5 times better results than if you had just used 1 stick of theta-1. So, and then after that, after the first 30 days, you can continue using 2 sticks of theta-1 if you're still trying to reduce your body fat, or you can go on just 1 stick and use that as a maintenance dose. So of course this leads to very rapid and favorable changes in body composition, and of course this creates a synergy with what we do with the patches. Now, one of the things that people are so excited about with WinFit is that there's no calorie counting and there's no calorie restrictions. And this was really a big deal when I was putting WinFit together. I knew that people were going to be wanting to lose body fat and change their body shape, that it really wasn't going to be practical to have a diet. There had to be a better answer. So the conclusion that I came to is that what was going to be really work well for people and have it be synergistic with the patches and theta-1 was to change when you eat as opposed to what you eat. So on the WinFit system, what you're going to be doing is eating all of your meals within an 8-hour window. So for example, I eat all of my food between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. And actually, I eat more often during that 8-hour window than I would normally, and I end up consuming more calories. And I can tell you that both myself and others that have used WinFit, eating within the 8-hour window is really easy to do, and you're going to be surprised that when you're not eating within the 8-hour window that you're not hungry and you actually have more energy. And one of the reasons for this is that we're going to improve the responsivity of the body to insulin. So this is a really good thing because this helps us manage energy. Insulin, of course, is a very, very powerful growth factor. And if we manage insulin, this, of course, is going to help us to manage blood sugar and reduce our risk of diabetes. So this ends up being a very good way to help lose excess body fat and is very synergistic with the products that we've included in WinFit. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions about what if someone is type 2 diabetic. Of course, they should be speaking with their doctor first before using WinFit or any program. We'd actually expect to see that someone would improve from using WinFit. Also, if it sounds like a daunting task to you at first to eat within an 8-hour window, you could start out your first week by eating within a 12-hour window. By the second or third week, eat within a 10-hour window, and then by your third or fourth week, you're eating within an 8-hour window. Very simple and easy to adapt to, and believe me, you're going to feel great doing it. And you don't want to reduce your calories. Okay, you want to enjoy healthy food. Of course, you're going to get the best results eating healthy food. You're not going to build the best body by living off of pretzels and potato chips and those kind of things. But sure, if you want to enjoy a slice of pizza now and then, or a bowl of pasta, go ahead and do it. Actually, when I first started WinFit and I lost 8 pounds of body fat my very first month, I was eating bread and potatoes every night with dinner. Now, of course, I was also having clean protein like grilled chicken. I was having vegetables, so I was eating relatively healthy. But this has nothing to do with low carbs. As a matter of fact, you have to eat carbs for this to work properly. Your body needs carbohydrates for energy and to build muscle with. So don't reduce your carbs, and enjoy eating healthy foods. And of course, we want to try to avoid excess sugar because that's not good for us. Now, another thing that people find surprising about WinFit is how little exercise that you have to do to get a result. There's no extreme exercise. You're not going to be on a treadmill for 45 minutes doing these long, boring sessions of cardio. It doesn't require you to be in a gym an hour a day or anything like that. What we're going to be going for is the minimum amount of exercise that you need to do to get the maximum effect. Now, if you enjoy exercise and you want to weight train and go to the gym or go out for an hour bike ride, by all means you can continue to do that. But WinFit was designed with the idea in mind that if we could get people who don't like to exercise to just put in a few minutes each week, then they could get a positive result. So in developing WinFit, I worked with a fitness expert and fitness champion, Renee Shane, who you'll be getting introduced to in the coming weeks. And in the WinFit system, in the exercise videos, which are available for download now in your LifeWave back office in the marketing tools section, you're going to see we've got 4 videos there to choose from. And they're basically 2 days of resistance training and 2 days of HIIT and Tabata training. So you can do as little as 2 days of exercise at 10 minutes per session each week to get results. Now, we recommend 4 days for optimum results, but you could start off just doing 2 days if you like. And for those of you that have more than 20 or 30 pounds to lose, I'd recommend that you start with walking. We've had people lose 15 pounds of body fat their first month just walking. So you just need to do a little bit of exercise to get the process going. Anybody can do it. So just during your first few weeks, just be walking and you'll still get results. But once you go to the exercise videos, it takes as little as 10 minutes. If you want to repeat the program and do a 20-minute session, of course you can do that. And we'll probably be offering other options on exercise videos in the months to come. But these are great for anyone getting started, and you're going to get results. So, of course, included with WinFit is a 30-day supply of patches, 30-day supply of carnosine patches. You'll get 2 boxes of Theta 1 in the WinFit starter kit, along with a bottle of Activate. And then in a few weeks, we're going to be offering a WinFit maintenance pack, and this is an inexpensive package with 1 box of Theta 1, along with the WinFit patch. and this allows you to maintain your results. Now, of course, we also have professionally done WinFit exercise videos. If someone's not a LifeWave member, they're a LifeWave customer, they're going to get a WinFit DVD included in their shipment. And we also have very important bonus materials that we've included with WinFit to help you optimize your results. Starting next Friday, every Friday we're going to have a WinFit training webinar, and myself and others are going to be giving you different types of very special guidance and tips on how you can lose body fat and build lean muscle on WinFit, so how to get the most out of the system. I'm going to be sharing different secrets with you. So for example, one of the things I did with WinFit, which I still can't believe actually happened, but it did, I did an experiment, and what I found out was using the WinFit principles, I could load up on carbohydrates and accelerate fat burning. I did it in a very special way. And these were things that aren't really necessarily diet food like pizza, okay? But I found during a 2-week period of time I was able to drop 2 percentage points in body fat by loading up by taking extra carbohydrates. So we'll be talking about things like this on the WinFit webinars. Now each week we're also going to be sending out emails that are exclusive to WinFit members. So when you order WinFit, you get access to these emails. And these are going to be all special tips and advice, again, on how you can get the best results out of WinFit. Our test group really enjoyed the emails, and I think you will too. So with that, I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we are going to open up the webinar to any questions you might have. Now we have a lot of you on the webinar this evening. It's over about 130 of you. So please use the webinar system to raise your hand, and I will be happy to unmute your microphone, and you can go ahead and ask a question. So let's go ahead and open up the microphone for Tim Tran. And Tim, you've got your microphone muted, so you need to unmute your microphone. There we go.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Good afternoon. How are you? Can you hear me?
I am super. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great. My question was, you mentioned about the diabetics people when use the WinFit, it might help. And what about the people with fatty livers? Does it help also?
Sorry, what was that? With what?
The people with who has the fatty liver, does it help with the WinFit system?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first, I have to have the disclaimer that when anyone has a serious health condition, that they should speak with their medical doctor or healthcare professional first before using WinFit, and make sure it's okay for them. But yes, we would expect, and we also don't make any claims that WinFit is going to treat any type of health condition. But yeah, you know, we would expect that when someone would exercise, eat properly, and lose extra body fat, that it's going to improve their overall health. And certainly there is an enormous amount of clinical data to support that. So yeah, we would actually expect when someone has a fatty liver that they could benefit from using a system like this. But you know, we don't want to use this to diagnose or treat a disease. Again, they should speak with their doctor.
Okay. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, so again, use the webinar system to raise your hand, and I will unmute your microphone. Okay, let's go and open up the microphone for Luciana McCartney. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Luciana, your microphone is muted at your end, so you need to unmute your microphone. There we go. Luciana? I'm sorry, Luciana, I can't hear you. I'll have to come back to you. Okay, let's go over to Julian Chung.
Hi, David. Thank you so much. I enjoy listening to you every night. So my question is, I have a couple of users and distributors who work at night.
Okay.
So would they just, would it, how would they do this? Do they just switch up the time from the rest of us?
Yeah, that's a great question, Julian. As a matter of fact, I am going to be covering that in detail tomorrow because the subject of, the subject of tomorrow's webinar is the WinFit schedule, and we're going to be going through that in detail. But the answer to this, the short answer, is that WinFit is completely customizable. And so we give people a sample schedule of how to use the eating window, when to exercise, when they should be drinking water, when they use our products, and then someone can customize that to their own lifestyle. So if someone is going to work in the evening, absolutely WinFit can still work for them. They just customize it to their schedule.
So for them, since they're working at nighttime, they'll be wearing WinFit at night when they're up, and when they come back home to go to sleep around 6 o'clock in the morning is when they will put on the carnosine, drink their Theta 1s, and just go to sleep.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, David.
You're welcome, Julian. Thank you. Oh, let's go over to Jeff Mamora. Hey, Jeff.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can. What part of the world are you calling in from?
LA County.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, it's good to have you here in California. What's your question?
What I've been meaning to ask you, I'm working with a couple pro athletes. As far as legalities issue as pro athletes, how can I present this is actually legal to be used?
Yeah, well, of course, there's not going to be any drugs or chemicals that are in the patches, so no problem there. And there's nothing in Theta 1 that would be objectionable for a professional athlete, so that's no issue. Now, depending on the sport, so for example, a marathon runner would have a very different training program than a football player, and their eating requirements are going to be very different. So first thing is with an athlete, the recommendations that we give on exercise are not intended for professional athletes. They're intended for people that are overweight and want to drop the extra body fat. So they would follow their own training regimen. On the eating window, many professional athletes are going to be able to get great results eating within the 8-hour window. But if their goal is to, for example, let's say you had a football player and they want to build a lot of muscle, they're going to be able to be focusing on eating a lot of protein and carbs and eating outside an 8-hour window, which is perfectly fine. So they'll be able to take advantage of the products and build more lean muscle more quickly, and which of course is what many athletes want, and that's going to work out great for them.
Thank you so much, David. Just to clarify, so for pro athletes, if they're going to build a lot of muscles, if they eat a little bit late at night, it's okay with little calories.
Yeah, you know, I was using one example, and this summer a movie came out called Tarzan, and it didn't really do very well in the theaters, but the lead actor, I think it was Alexander Skarsgård, he had to consume 7,000 calories a day to build up enough lean muscle for that movie. And he was even waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day so that he could eat some chicken. So athletes trying to build a lot of extreme muscle are going to be eating very, very differently than someone that just wants to focus on being lean and losing body fat. So, but that's the beauty of this, is that you can adapt these products and the system to your own goals and lifestyle. So yeah, if an athlete's going to eat a little bit later at night, that's okay. But in order to get the best result of Theta 1, they should be using it at least 2 hours after they eat their dinner.
2 hours of, okay, got it.
Of course, the reason for this is that if someone's had dinner and it's got a lot of protein, we don't want the amino acids in their dinner competing with the arginine that's in Theta 1.
Okay. Is beta-alanine considered amino acid?
Yeah, beta-alanine is a precursor to carnosine, actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much for everything. This is amazing.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jeff. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, what happens actually is that when you have something rich in protein like grilled chicken or fish, the amino acids, they compete with one another to get into the brain and cause different chemical reactions. So we want to take Theta 1 on an empty stomach. So if you're having your dinner, let's say at 6 o'clock in the evening, and then you're going to have your Theta 1, let's say at 9 or 9:30 at night, then the arginine that's in Theta 1 will be able to get into the brain and cause a big release of growth hormone, because you're on an empty stomach and there's not going to be other amino acids for it to compete with. So that's the story behind that. I did a lot of testing with this on myself when I was first getting started, and there's a big difference in athletic performance between taking Theta 1 at night versus the morning. And you really get much more rapid results from doing it. Okay, let's go ahead to Carol Jackson. Okay, Carol, I've got your microphone unmuted. All right, sorry, Carol, cannot hear you. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see, I may not pronounce your name correctly.
Yes, hello?
Hi, Tin.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, perfectly.
Oh, okay. This is a new computer, I wasn't sure. So the question is, does WinFit help with detoxification?
Well, yes and no. So WinFit is designed to elevate metabolism of body fat through increasing lean muscle. And of course, there are all types of toxins that are stored in body fat. So as you're metabolizing body fat, those toxins are going to get released. But it's very different than if we were to elevate glutathione, which is specifically going to attach itself to heavy metals like mercury and pull those out of the body. So it will help to facilitate detoxification by releasing the toxins in stored fat, and that's one of the reasons why we recommend that when you're on WinFit, that you drink extra water.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, let's go over to, let's open up the microphone for our longtime LifeWave member and friend, Thomas Burke.
Hi, David. How are you? Can you hear me?
Thomas, good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you as well. David, I have a couple of questions. I'm just really thrilled with what you've done with this particular product, WinFit. and looking forward to really promoting it for sure. But I have two questions, David, relative to people that want to, that are obese. And what I mean by obese, you know, 25 or 30 pounds overweight. Of course, it's customizable to each individual person. But what would you say that a person can expect using this system and doing the guidelines as directed, insofar as losing not only body fat, but insofar as actually losing weight over a period of time, and what period of time would you say that this would take?
Yeah, it's now that's a great question, Thomas. Thank you. Well, first, when we were getting into studies with WinFit, we were looking at two groups of people. The first group were overweight and obese, and the other group were people that are fit and simply want to build more lean muscle. And WinFit, as it turns out, works on both groups, which is great. So that means anybody can benefit from WinFit. You just customize it to whatever result it is that you'd like to have for yourself. So using that example, and I'll use one example in particular for someone in our test group that was obese, and I say was. This is a gentleman that was obese, and during his very first 4 weeks, he dropped 15 pounds of body fat. Not weight, but body fat. And he also had an increase in lean muscle. And he's continued to lose additional body fat now, and is setting some new goals for himself in life that he's absolutely thrilled with. But the important thing is that the only exercise that he was doing during those first 4 weeks was walking. So, of course, what we want to think about when people are obese, they have a significant amount of body fat to lose, is we don't want to create a situation where we put a shock on their body through a lot of changes, because this will end up spiking cortisol levels. So what this all means is that we would not want someone to be doing any type of extreme exercise, or even doing the exercise program that we recommend their first month. So someone that has a lot of weight to lose, they should just be walking their first 4 weeks to get their metabolism going. So if they wanted to walk 20 minutes or 30 minutes, let's say as an example, in the morning, they could do that. As little as 10 minutes is fine, just so they can get the metabolism going in the right direction. That's fine for the first month. And then after that, they can start working in the exercise programs that we have, and just doing that for a few minutes 2 to 4 times a week. Now, on the eating window, this is where people that are obese or overweight are really going to be able to benefit, and they're going to see the synergy with our products. The benefit of our products is that it's going to dramatically accelerate the results that people get and help them lose body fat through a natural process very rapidly. When you eat within an 8-hour window, this is going to start to improve your body's response to insulin. And people that are obese, they can work into this 8-hour window quite easily. So the example that I used was during the first week, they could eat within a 12-hour window. During the second or third week, they shift to eating within a 10-hour window, and then by the third or fourth week, they're into the 8-hour window. Also, outside the 8-hour window, they can be consuming water, coffee, tea. You can have fruit drinks that are low calorie, that are flavored with stevia. All those things are going to be fine. And by gradually moving into the 8-hour window, this begins to shift the metabolism. It helps your body with how it processes sugar, and will keep the body in a fat-burning zone for a longer period of time. And I found that the longer that I use WinFit, along with others, that as your metabolism changes, it becomes easier to tolerate foods that might not normally be so good for you, like ice cream and things like that, and desserts. You don't want to be eating those all the time, but you find that you can do that and not be gaining body fat. So does that answer that question?
It does, David, and thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. My other question would be, certainly it's a change in lifestyle for people that are obese or have been obese for quite some time. What would you say the ideal person would be insofar as it would take advantage of this system? A person that wants to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds, or I know it's customizable, but what would you say would be what market would be the most beneficial to penetrate?
Yeah, so WinFit, as I mentioned, in the clinical studies, WinFit was really designed with the idea that we've got here in the U.S. anywhere from 69% to 74% of the population being overweight and obese. So that's our target market. But because the WinFit patch helps metabolize fat through increasing lean muscle, we wanted to find out what happens if people are already fit. What about that other 25 or 30%? And what they want to do is improve their athletic performance. Because they use WinFit, and the answer was absolutely yes. We've had some bodybuilders and professional athletes use WinFit with incredible results. As a matter of fact, we had one bodybuilder in Germany who lost an astounding 7 percentage points in body fat his first 6 weeks with WinFit. And so absolutely someone that's healthy can use it. But our target market is really people that are overweight and obese, and as people get over the age of 40, 50, 60, their growth hormone levels are declining, their muscle mass is declining, the way their body responds to insulin, that is creating all kinds of problems, which leads to diabetes or hypoglycemia. So those people are going to have extraordinary benefit and extraordinary results with WinFit.
That's great, David. Thank you. That certainly answers the questions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Great talking to you, Thomas.
Nice talking to you, too.
Okay, we are coming to the end of the webinar. Maybe I'll go with just one more. We have time for one more question. Let's go over to Rhonda Walker. Rhonda, I've got your microphone open.
Can you hear me?
Up, there we go.
Okay, great. I was wondering, would we continue to use the other LifeWave patches just the way we always have, or when you're using WinFit, would you do something different?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes, if you wanted to continue using the other LifeWave patches, you could. You just have to follow some guidelines, which we include in the WinFit system guide. But basically, you're going to use the WinFit patch during the day. You could use it at any location on the center of the body, like the common ones are the back of the neck or below the belly button. And then if you wanted to use, let's say, the energy patches, you could do that. And then you could also select one of the other patch products, such as Eon or glutathione. So what I do each day is I use the energy patches with a WinFit patch and the Eon patch. Okay, that's as an example.
Okay.
And then in the evening, you could use the carnosine patch with either Alavita or Silent Nights. So I like to experiment with it. So some nights I'll use carnosine with Silent Nights. Other nights I'll use carnosine with Alavita.
Okay. And then you would alternate glutathione with the Eon during the day at some point to maintain glutathione levels?
Yeah, what I do is, and depends on what it is you're trying to achieve. I use Eon now 5 days a week, and I use glutathione twice a week.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you're very welcome. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me this evening. And again, tomorrow night's webinar is going to be on the WinFit schedule, and we'll be digging into how you can customize this so you can get the best results. And I think you're going to enjoy that quite a bit. So thanks for being with me this evening, and we'll see you all tomorrow night.